People, welcome to Newspaper Breakdown. It's the 11th of the 1st. I started by watching PMQs. It was shit. Of course it was. It is one of the most pointless things. The problem with PMQs is, although it is a great idea, very few nations have something where the Prime Minister is held to account. And so in that idea, it's a very good idea. However, he never is he? Because he doesn't answer, none of them answer the questions. It's now pantomime, so it's pointless. But we've got news to go through. The Oxford Rivers Improvement Campaign has said that the investment by Thames Water in the expanding sewage treatment works falls short of what is needed to stop raw sewage discharging into rivers. This is the continuation of the news that we've had since during the pandemic, where we have been slowly but surely covered in shit. 3/4 of the 106 treatment works analysed did not have enough capacity to cope with the amount of wastewater from a population, and if a treatment works is over capacity, it raises the likelihood of raw sewage being released into the environment. Thames Water investment plans only cover 15 of the 83 works in the Upper Thames area that need to have capacity raised now or in the next 2 years. And that's only in the Upper Thames area. This isn't looking at everything that Thames Water's doing. So I know correlation and causation. However, I think you can quite comfortably, with Thames Water, extrapolate from here. This is the continuation that we see time and time again of private companies who own shit that they shouldn't be owning, screwing us over. This point, quite literally, shitting on us. It is always concerning when you have a water company unable to do its fucking job. I mean, we get surprised when it rains, and now they're going, Jesus, it turns out everyone's having a dump. Who knew that would happen? You've got Tory MP Andrew Bridgen has lost the whip after comparing the use of COVID vaccines to the Holocaust. This is the latest in his line of anti-vax bullshit, and is the worst one, and it is impressive that he continued to be so fucking useless. He tweeted a graph from a conspiracy website. I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't spread conspiracy bullshit. It's not my game. Claiming to show that the risk of the vaccines. He's also currently serving a 5-day suspension from the Commons for breaching rules on paid lobbying and declaring interests. It is nice that the Tories have gone, right, he's pushing bullshit, he's pushing dangerous misinformation, we'll take away the whip. We have to praise where praise is due at that point. Well done to them for doing that. You look over in America, and not only do they not do anything about like their senators or Congress people pushing fucking mad horseshit, but on top of that, they bow to them. That's what Kevin McCarthy's just done. The only reason he's become speaker is because he went to the nuttiest bunch of bastards possible in the Congress and said, I will do anything for you. Please help me, please help me. Whereas this time for the Tories, I know it's slightly different. This is the absolute fucking normal sound of London. I know it's different because Kevin McCarthy needed those those votes to become Speaker, and he so wished to. And I'm not doubting for a moment that if the Tories desperately needed that extra vote, they wouldn't bring Andrew Bridgen back. But at this point, take the win for where it is. He's pushing conspiracy bullshit. Whip gets removed. Nice. Delightful. Good times. Cross-Party Commons Public Accounts Committee has criticised the government and the HMRC. HMRC. I've written that down wrong. Fucking idiot. The government and the HMRC for failing to collect £42 billion in unpaid tax from businesses and individuals as the UK stands on the brink of a recession. It's the continuation. You hear it. You hear it from the guy. Oh, there's no money. There is no money. I tell you what we would like. Oh, some money. Wouldn't it be nice? Sorry, nurses, no money. Sorry, firefighters, no money. Sorry, trained people, no money. £42 billion we are not fucking collecting from taxes. The HMRC fails to collect about 5% of taxes owed each year. So potentially, there would be some money there if we actually put some effort in to collect it all. Labour are attempting to force a vote on ending private schools today, private school tax breaks, and use the 1.7 billion a year raised to drive a new teacher recruitment. Good. Private schools shouldn't get tax breaks. They're not a fucking charity. It is disgusting and abhorrent that them and churches and all religion, by the way, they shouldn't get tax breaks. No. Bad. You make enough money, you shouldn't be fucking taxed. You should be having no fucking tax breaks. I mean, you may disagree, but you're wrong. Private schools should not be getting tax breaks. The vote won't go through, because if they do manage to get a vote on it, the Tories still have a majority, You reckon the Tories are going to vote against fucking tax breaks for the schools owners and their kids too? Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Home Secretary Suella Braverman's plans to abandon, let's say that in an actual sentence, shall we? Home Secretary Suella Braverman plans to abandon key commitments made in the wake of the Windrush scandal as the government prepares to implement hardline promises to fast-track detention and remove migrants. She will drop the pledge to create a post for Migrant Commissioner, who was due to be responsible for speaking up for migrants and identifying systematic problems with the UK's immigration system, so that would have been a full-time job, but she dropped that. Also, the increased powers for the Independent Chief Inspector of Borders and Immigration has also been abandoned. These recommendations were accepted by the government 3 years ago. This was after the Windrush scandal, when the government decided that what we should do is we should get legal residents and pretend that they're all fucking illegal migrants and send them all off to fucking countries they've never visited. This is all the continuation of Suella Braverman's long-standing squawk of stop the boats. That's it. It's based on bigotry. It goes to show that we didn't actually give a fuck about Windrush. We hope that enough time has passed that when we bring something in, that the only people who will complain are people we can ignore. That's the plan. That is always the plan. Oh, Windrush was a scandal. And when we all heard about Windrush for the first time, it was, wasn't it? Oh, God, we cared. Oh, good times, halcyon days. A few days pass, or a few years pass. It's not in the mind as much. We see it in the paper. Oh, Christ, I see they still haven't been paid anything. A couple of years, oh, that's not good. Terrible. What are we gonna do? And so now they're at a point where the government can just go, it's been long enough now, isn't it? It's been long enough. They're not looking anymore. And the victims of Windrush, I don't reckon that anyone's going to care enough. We can do this. Disgusting, really, but that's how it works. You know, you need the PR, and it needs to continue to be a big story. And as I said yesterday, the problem with 24-hour news pumped into our heads, it's not that our attention span is lacking. It's not at all. I don't think that, especially people who are like my generation, 34, and so the ones slightly below that as well, I don't think that their attention spans have completely gone. I think far from it. I think the main issue is that with 24-hour news and with the absolute compost heap of news that we get chucked on us every day, it's not that we don't have the attention span, it's that there's too much. It's an information attack, and so you cannot keep an idea, you can't keep attention on anything, not because of a lack of attention span, because there's always something fucking there. Finally, a bit of good news. High earning middle-aged men will pay more in national insurance than in their working lives than they're going to get back in state pension income. So the top 10% of earners are going to pay more in national insurance than they will get in state pension. Boo-hoo, motherfuckers. I think we should have a rule that you cannot take a state pension if you earn a certain amount of money. Because you don't need it. You simply do not need it. That's not to say if you don't lose everything, you can't get the state pension. Of course not. But if you do not need it, you shouldn't take it. It's greed, it's not needed. Because this argument with our pensions, it's a misunderstanding from a number of people. You paying into the national insurance doesn't go to your pension. It goes to the current pension pot. When you get to retirement age, so if you're 50 now and you're getting to retirement age, you're not currently paying for your pension. You're paying for the people who have already retired's pension. So when you get to pension age, it's everyone working that is going to be paying for your pension. So the argument of, well, I've paid tax all my life, I should be able to get my pension. It's right to a point, but that's not where your money's gone. And because we've got an ageing population, the pension hole is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because we're going to have fewer people working for more people not fucking dead yet, which is a problem. So we could, we're not going to mitigate a lot of it, but rich people don't get a state pension. It would be a start, wouldn't it? It would be a fucking start. Kill everyone at 70. Alright, well, that's it for today. I hope you've found some of this interesting. I shall talk to you later. Thanks, bye.